Hey there, thanks for tuning into DuckBricks. I'm Chris and welcome to another 2023 LEGO Ninjago core review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Creative Ninja Brick Box. This is a set that sells for $60 and is the first of its kind for LEGO Ninjago, featuring literally a large brick where you actually have a lot of different pieces scattered throughout it, and the goal is to either build what's on the box itself or just create your own models from the parts included. This is a really cool thing for Ninjago to do, and the designers of the set stated that they've been wanting to do this for a very long time, but never really found the right place to actually include it until this year's core wave. Now, we already have reviewed every single one of the Ninjago 2023 core sets, which you can take a look at as a group right here. If you do want to go check out my mega review on that, I have it linked in the description below. But this video is just if you want to take a look at this one particular set, the Creative Ninja Brick Box, which is again one of the most unique Ninjago sets they've ever done. And so without further ado, let's jump right in to the review. So this here is set number 71787, Creative Ninja Brick Box, retailing for $60 US. It comes with 530 pieces at an 11.3 cent price per piece ratio. It is one of the most interesting sets that Ninjago has done in a while, specifically because everything that you see here came in a massive box of bricks. It was physically a plastic box that was shaped like a Lego brick, which is something they've been doing for some other themes like the Lego movies, and we've gotten a lot of stuff for Classic beforehand in this same style, but never for Ninjago until now. Now, specifically, the designer of the set stated that this was something they had been wanting to do for Ninjago for a long time, but never really found a place to do it in a standard Ninjago wave until Core came along, which was the perfect time to do something like this. A generic type of build that contains a lot of different pieces you can do for your own Ninjago builds, but something that ties together different eras of Ninjago that feels timeless and classic in a sense, being a brick box and trying to encompass just the generic atmosphere of Ninjago itself, and I think this is a really good way of expressing it. Now, the set does come with a few different figures, 3 of which are returning from prior sets, Master Wu from the January 2022 core sets, we've got Kai and Nia also from those sets, we have 2 new characters, Apprentice Male and Apprentice Female, so it's interestingly named characters there, but I guess they're just supposed to be generic trainees under the ninja. And we also have a Bone Hunter for the villain faction of things, who also came included with a ton of different bone weapons in this special weapons pack, which has been included in pretty much all the sets that have the bone weapons being featured, with 2 swords, 2 sides, 2 sais, 4 different shurikens, and 2 different helmet pieces. Altogether, a very good variety of almost skeleton-ified golden weapon type things. Now, moving on to the build itself, this is just one of the many different recommended builds of the set. This is the main recommended build, but they actually had a lot of different suggestions for other things you could do with the pieces because, again, this is a brick box, which means that the goal of the set was to provide you with a ton of different standard bricks to make your own creations. They had a more large tower creation, which combined all of the different buildings into one larger build. They had different types of vehicles for different color schemes for the different ninja included. There were all sorts of different unique styles of builds here, and again, the point of this is to get creative and make your own builds, which makes this a very unorthodox set for Ninjago, which typically is just confined to what you can build inside the box itself. Now, we'll take a look at the different builds one by one, and this should honestly probably be a pretty quick review because these builds are very, very simple. Again, it is a simple brick box, so the point of it is to be simple, and we'll start with the small stuff and work our way up. So the minifigures we'll take a look at later at the end. So starting off with just the small stuff here, we have a number of different weapon and tool racks, and these are really just obviously just being used and included in the set just to be able to add extra pieces to make your own creations with. I like the build of some of the weapons, like this scythe here is using the Chima and Bionicle type construction claw element as the blade there, so that's a cool thing to get. We just have another random kind of advent calendar side build type thing in the form of the wrench rack here. You have a little training dummy, so this is nice. It spins around and it's used as a training dummy for the ninja to practice on. You've also got 2 different kind of obstacle course like stands here, so these are meant for your characters to jump and kind of do parkour from one platform to another, dodging the blasts of fire that shoot out from them, so it's a fun thing to play around with different minifigures, like leaping back and forth in between the flames. Can definitely see that being used in a dojo. This is one of the larger and more substantial builds. It is a spinning kind of training type of setup here. This is very reminiscent of the original training centerpiece that we saw in like the 2011 pilots in the original Monastery of Spinjitzu, but the way it works is it just spins around like this, and you have the weighted pieces here for the ninja to battle against and to practice training against, and thankfully because of the weight of the pieces, it can actually have a lot of momentum when you have it spinning up, and you can have actual minifigures fighting it and being able to practice twirling it around and whatnot, so it definitely has a lot of play value in terms of being its own thing to fight around with. Moving onwards, we have two vehicles. Nia and Kai seem to be getting a pretty big focus for this particular wave, which is very interesting to see them being used here. Kai has a car, which is his third vehicle of the wave. Very odd how they have so many Kai vehicles. You have his massive mech rider bike, and then you also have his little $10 car here. So this is the third Kai vehicle we're getting in just one wave of Ninjago. So maybe a little bit too much Kai. Definitely would have preferred maybe one of the other ninja to be represented here, maybe like a Zane car or something, or if you wanted to use more red bricks, you could make it like a Samurai X vehicle, but no, this is a Kai car. It's very standard, not much I can say here. You've got a little jet engine exhaust on the back, you have just the standard 4 wheels and the stud shooters at the front, and yeah, it's just a pretty standard build. Next up here is Nia's motorcycle. This is kind of similar to some builds we've gotten for like the books. I know we got a book around the Sons of Garnon era that had a Nia motorcycle, but I do like the azure color scheme. It's very simple. Also just using the standard pieces LEGO has been using for bikes throughout 2022. They were introduced in the Batman movie motorcycle set, which came out at the end of 2021, but was developed for 2022. So that's what this piece is here for. So it's interesting to see these being used right here, but honestly, nothing too crazy to say here. It's just a bike for Nia. The rest of the builds for the set take the place of these monastery-like or dojo training builds. And while I do kind of wish that this combined with the other dojo training monastery stuff that we got for last year's core wave, they definitely do have the same aesthetic. They unfortunately do not combine. They are their own standalone builds. This is a little tea house. This is kind of nice because it does feel like a standard traditional charming style tea house where you have kind of a teapot here and 2 different teacups. Very simple build and very similar build to some of the other stuff, but here you can see just the amount of detail included in this side build here. And the other one is a weapons forge. I stuck the other weapons rack, which is kind of a standalone rack. I just stuck it here because I think it makes the most sense to include there. I'll also just stick this one on here because I think that makes a ton of sense to put here, and maybe the tools can go on the front. But what you have is an anvil forging the Sword of Fire piece. Very cool that LEGO is still including the Sword of Fire in sets. It was introduced in 2011 as the Sword of Fire, and they are still using it to this day, over 10 years later, so very nice to see that. You've got a hammer for forging the sword, some shurikens in the bin here. Otherwise, though, fairly standard little side build. The largest build of the set is this kind of large centerpiece dojo area. It's where Sensei Wu presumably hangs out and stays. You've got some printed pieces here for the banners, which are very nice prints to be used for this style of build. It is a very, very hollow and empty space on the back here. There is basically no interior, but that is kind of the point, because the point is that you use bricks to make your own interior, and you could very easily maybe migrate some of the stuff here, like migrate the tea set onto here, migrate the anvil onto here and stuff. So if you want to use the back of it, you can. However, the main focus of this build is just to provide a somewhat substantial build for the main monastery or temple-like build here. And there you have it. This is the Creative Ninja Brick Box. For $60, I think this is pretty fair value. I typically expect brick boxes to have a little bit better value in terms of piece count, but honestly, this is kind of a mashup between just being a standard Ninjago playset, but also being a brick box at the same time. It's a very odd set that they're doing for Ninjago, but I'm certainly glad they are doing it. It's high time Ninjago got a brick box like this, and I do like the overall look and feel of a lot of the builds here. They're very classic, simple Ninjago builds that aren't the most interesting for seasoned Ninjago fans, but provide a good entry into the theme and a good way to start Ninjago buildings if you're a fan of the Ninjago theme, but maybe haven't gotten a chance to get some of the larger building sets. This is a good way to already be able to get a lot of pieces to build your own monastery style of building. The three returning figures from 2022 for set number 71787 Creative Ninja Brick Box are Master Wu, Kai, and Nia. Again, Kai and Nia are just in their standard core suits with armor pieces, which is nice. And I actually really like this version of Wu. Having a tan and gold outfit is kind of tying back to Possession and his book exclusive figure, so it's cool to get one that is for the mainline sets. And overall, I think this is a pretty nice outfit for Master Wu. It does definitely feel in line with his classic form. And again, this is just the same figure that we got previously. Moving on, the Apprentice Male and Apprentice Female are likely due to LEGO only having the enough remaining budget to give us one new torso and nothing else new. The heads are reuses from other sets. The black belt printing on the torso are reuses from other minifigures like the Woobots and whatnot that we got last year. And all in all, they are fun figures to get overall. It's just kind of odd that they chose to give us these instead of other missing characters from Ninjago. Although I feel like going down the list of missing figures, I can't really think of one that would have just required only one new torso. At the very least, maybe some of them, like Dr. Julian, could have been done with a new torso and a new head, but if you only had the budget to make one new torso, there isn't really an existing missing figure that I can think of that could have used a slot better. So it's just cool to get a standard training outfit for these characters. Lastly, we get some villain representation in the set in the form of the Single Bone Hunter here. This is a cool looking figure with some chains covering the skull emblem on his chest there, which is a very nice detail. He does feature two different weapons, which you can see here, and of course they are all from the weapons pack, which was included in all the copies of the sets that had them. The brand new mold included is very nice, featuring this demon-like lower underjaw kind of underbite here, where you have a molded jaw element being used for some of the figures themselves, and overall I very much like the look and feel of the villains, especially because they aren't really supposed to be the main focus of the wave. I just think they're a really cool mashup between these. Alright, and with that we have summed up our look at the Creative Ninja Brick Box. Certainly a very interesting concept for a LEGO Ninjago set. Now let me know down in the comments below, would you like to see more brick boxes for different themes? Do you want Ninjago to do more stuff like this, or do you prefer more of the standard style of sets that we're used to getting? Regardless, I think it is a great way to get kids into building the theme and creating their own MOC, so I think it is a win-win in any case. And with that, we've summed up this review. Thank you all so much for tuning into Duck Bricks. Stay tuned for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. Thanks so much, and bye for now.